Welcome to the Section 325 podcast.
The second half.
The second half. Here we are. The second half of all these games last week were incredible. How many games came down to the last moments?
You know,
not the last part of the game, fourth quarter. I'm talking the last play.
Well, there was a lot of good games that came down to the last play, or like great defense or great holds on everything. But my favorite was that Jets-Eagles game.
That was a good game. What a good game.
Because you came over for the afternoon games.
Yeah.
You left, and so did everyone else. Like, you know, we just kind of assumed the Eagles would just run off the clock and just take the win. But, man, I was like kind of cleaning up, tidying up. Next thing I knew, I looked up, and the Jets had the ball on the goal line.
Yeah.
I missed the interception, so I had to like rewind it real quick just to see what happened.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, because it was 2-minute warning, and they came back from the Blake, and then
here's the thing: you take two teams, Jets and Cleveland, who both beat our last undefeated teams out there, in the Niners and the Eagles, and what do they have? Great defenses.
No,
and I'm telling you, they got to stop paying these quarterbacks all this money. They need to put money into the defense because I'm telling you what, man, you got a defense, you win. I don't care.
Oh, I know, because Browns right now, they have the best total yards against on defense.
Yeah,
they're the number one defense.
It's impressive, and the Niners tried to go in there and bully him. Cleveland came out with the boombox too, ready to go, and they may have found some. Probably a little more swagger that they didn't have leading into that game. And to really, let's be honest, the Niners were on a roll. They just handed the stupid Cowboys.
Oh, gosh.
And the Cowboys beat the Chargers. Chargers can't win a close game to save their life.
So saying that, they probably in the last year and a half, they've won or lost 6 close games within 3 points.
I know.
Yeah.
Leads the NFL.
No, Denver, 7.
Denver, that's right. Denver had one more. Which is amazing, and you look at that list, and the Vikings were on the opposite end of that last year, and they're dealing with the other end of it. They can't seem to get over the top and win those games, where last year they were
winning them by one possession. Yeah.
And I can remember a Seahawks year like that, where you go back and you look at the schedule, and you're like, man, we didn't necessarily blow anybody out. We have like an 11 or 12 win season, and like over half of our games were within 3 to 6 points a score, right? So.
Oh yeah, I feel like that has been the case for Denver for the last couple years.
Well, and you know,
this year they lost by the Raiders by 1. They lost to the Commanders by 2. They lost to the Dolphins by 70.
Yeah, that was a close one. Those were just outstanding games. The Seahawks game was really good. I just felt like they had red zone offensive troubles. We outplayed them in every aspect of the game.
Geno was holding on to the ball too long, I think.
Way too long.
Yeah.
He was holding on to it. I don't know what his deal was. Maybe it's because he threw 2 picks early. But when it's 4th down, like, just throw it up, man. What do you have to lose?
Hail Mary it.
Why are you holding it?
Just wish for it, yeah.
Or no time on the clock.
Because what's the worst case could happen? Interception.
What? Yeah, you get an interception. You got paid, anyway. Geno. Don't worry about your stats. Let's worry about victories.
Yeah.
Anyway, I thought the defense on the Seahawks really stepped up. They held Cincinnati to 3 points in the second half. They gave up a first drive that they touched the ball, which is pretty typical when teams have a chance to study you. But and then another touchdown drive later, and that was it. And really, they got pressure on Burrow. They only gave up 247 yards of total offense.
Really?
Okay. And we had multiple sacks. We had a turnover. I don't think our turnovers killed us necessarily, but we moved the ball on Cincinnati the whole game in between the 20s. We just couldn't get anything in the red zone.
Yeah.
And looking back,
the red zone is where it happens. You need to score in the red zone.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the Denver and Chief game. Denver, that Denver and Chief game should have been a lot worse. It should have been like 41-8.
Yeah, but the Chiefs couldn't punch it in.
They couldn't punch it in. And we somewhat kind of made it look like a game, but...
And then it was crazy. Like, I saw the Bills and the Giants Sunday night, and I'm like, ugh, the Giants. But, man, they came in. They gave the Bills everything they could handle, and they had a chance to win it in the last play, which that was PI. That's holding big time.
Well, and also they had a chance to go up at the end of the first half.
I know.
They messed that up.
Yeah. Not good. So they made mistakes. They should have won that game. Obviously, the Niners missed a kick, but that's part of the game. You lost. And Cincinnati or Cleveland, let's be honest, they had their backup quarterback in. Who ever heard of that guy?
Oh, Walker.
And immediately, my first thought was, does Cleveland just tell Deshaun Watson, you're done? Just cut him right there.
Nah, they
move
paid
on.
him too much.
It's just crazy to me. But what was the other game that was close? So you had the Jets, the Browns winning.
Oh, the Niners, Browns, yeah.
Seahawk game came down to the last play.
It seemed like all afternoon games were actually really close. Low scoring, too.
There was one team that prevailed that I thought might have a chance to go down, and I can't remember that game. But
Houston was a surprise to me.
Houston beating the Saints, is just crazy.
They're sneaking up there. They're the sweeper right now.
Yeah, and these London games, I mean, come on, man.
Okay, I'm actually surprised on how Jacksonville is able to go to London, play 2 games, win them both, and then come back and win their game coming back. That's going to be a good team if they could just handle that. No jet lag there.
But they have an injury at their quarterback, and they play this Thursday. His status is questionable.
There's a lot of injuries too.
Yeah, a lot of
Niners
injuries.
right now are not looking good. I mean, they'll be okay.
Oblique injury, who knows how long that can take?
Yeah, because right now, at first it was day by day, and right now I think today it's a little bit more questionable even if he'll play this week. That will probably be a couple weeks out.
What is your thoughts on the San Diego quarterback?
San Diego?
Yeah. Sorry. The Chargers. Chargers, Los Angeles Chargers.
I was
Herbert.
Yeah, Herbert, Justin. I was impressed by him with his broken finger on the non-throwing arm. I saw him scramble the ball a couple times, and he even switched arms, carrying the football on his with his broken finger, and tried to stiff arm someone else as he scrambled 10 or so yards.
But he's missing throws.
He is missing throws,
and he didn't have a sack all game. Gets his first sack, feels pressure on the next play, and throws a pick.
Again, I don't know if that finger is holding him back from doing other things.
I'm just tired of all these teams paying these guys an astronomical amount of money, and you're missing throws.
Mm-hmm.
You're missing a wide open guy.
Well, look at that top 10 list of quarterbacks that are paid the most. Granted that Tom Brady's not playing this year, but last year when you looked at that list, he was not on that top 10 list. And he was still going out there playing, winning games, Super Bowls, just because he didn't want to get paid too much.
That's true.
Because you want to pay your defense. Defense wins championships.
Defense does win championships because it makes your job easier if the defense is giving up less points.
Look at the Jets right now. The Jets, the last 2-3 games, they held their opponents to close games, if not winning, because of the defense.
Mm-hmm.
They gave the Chiefs a running. They won Denver with a scoop and score at the end of the game. And then now, this last game against the Eagles. That defense is holding them there, and it's making Zach Wilson look good.
It really is. It really is. Zach is probably going to gain some confidence, but then you got Aaron Rodgers on the field with normal shoes, throwing and warming up. So who knows? He might play next week. We haven't heard yet, but
he's at least running the workouts.
Well, let's dive into our picks because it was awful. Another hard week.
This weekend was fun to watch. Granted that Denver, for me, played on Thursday. I got to sit back and just watch all the games, highlights, scores, and it was a fun-filled weekend.
It was great.
A lot of upsets because we did not do so well in our picks.
Well, you're going to see here, folks. Here we go. So Broncos and Chiefs. Boy, that was a hard game to watch. We talked about it. Russell Wilson just struggled. What's the problem? Is it are they playing for next year? Or are they?
I don't think.
Are they not helping Wilson enough, or does Wilson just not have any weapons?
Because there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things.
What's his name is talk about Judy before the game and just going off.
So yeah, with that, if no one hasn't heard, but Jerry Judy went off on Steve Smith Because earlier in the week, Steve Smith on his podcast called out Jeudy and saying that he's just a mediocre receiver, or he's a jag, just a guy. And he needs to step up his game because honestly, the receivers for Denver are not stepping up. They are not making these big plays, big numbers or stats are not showing. Jeudy, who is a first round pick, is not proving that he is a first round pick. So yeah, Steve Smith called him out. He wanted to apologize. He saw him warming up, and he's like, he just took his time. It's like, hey, dude, I want to, apologize for that. Well, Jeudy didn't want any of that. He called him out, racial slur, this, and I don't want to be a part of that mess, dude. And just
did he call him the N-word?
Yeah, well, I'm assuming he did since he kind of bleeped it out or did not say it. So Smith, he just laid it into him on the air, saying that he wanted to apologize, be the man about it. And then now, Jeudy's stock trade is kind of going down. Because honestly, I think, going back to your question, I know Sean Payton doesn't want to lose. Like, he's going to still coach and want to win these games. But now you're at this point where trade deadline falls on Denver's bye week. So I know there's going to be a lot of movement of trades. We're a selling team right now. And there's going to be a few players. Cortland Sutton will probably get traded. Simmons, Boyles might get traded as well. There might be 5 guys, or it might just be 1 guy. We might get a couple round picks from all these guys, and maybe Jerry Jeudy will get a ham sandwich and a kicking tee. I don't know.
Yeah, well, Judy's going to get a wish sandwich if he's not careful.
Yeah, so I know Sean Payton is not wanting to lose these games, but he wants to rebuild, and what he can do now, whatever that opportunity is, he's going to do it.
Okay. Well, here's our results. We both picked the Chiefs, and we both won that pick. That was kind of a no-brainer. The Broncos have been struggling.
I mean, I even picked the Chiefs. Come on.
Seahawks and Bengals, I had talked about on the last podcast when I first looked at the schedule. I was like, oh, Cincinnati, this is going to be their win. And what's disappointing about this loss for the Hawks, they beat them in every aspect of it. I mean, the only thing that we lost in was the turnovers. It was 2-1. Mm-hmm. But we gave up way less yards. We had time of possession was incredibly balanced into our favor. But when you can't score in the red zone and you go for it on 4th and you don't get field goals, you're going to struggle. So we both missed that one.
The Saints and Texans. Like I said, the Texans are sneaking up, and CJ Stroud did have his first pick. He went 5 games without a pick.
The NFL record.
Yeah, and then, Purdy, he had his first pick too in the Niner game. So, but yeah, the Texans, they took it over on the Saints. I'm actually surprised because I was all amped up on the Saints defense this year. So
they're the tale of 2 teams.
Yeah, they are.
They're a tale of 2 teams, the Saints. Which team is the Saints?
And again, you don't know what team is going to show up on these Sundays.
So back-to-back losses for us, and then I go triple because I decided to take the Bucs at home.
Those Lions, man, they are hungry.
That was impressive.
And even without a couple of their star running backs. Montgomery's out. Gibbs is out, or Montgomery got injured with that rib injury. But yeah, defense. Look at their defense.
And then the Chargers are so disappointing. I don't know that I could be a Chargers fan.
I could see why they left left San Diego.
Anyway, the Cowboys came in, beat them. Neither team looked great, let's be honest. But, the Cowboys, sometimes you win ugly in the NFL. It doesn't have to be pretty, but a win is a win is a win like this.
Well, you could tell that Dak really wanted to redeem himself from last week, even on that 4th and 1 where he kept it and ran in for the touchdown, that first score.
They almost fumbled that.
He almost fumbled it, yeah. So, yeah, all right, man. Not looking good, dude.
I am just struggling myself. Here's overall results.
I'm hoping we have some better, easier picks, probably.
Well, I might just get to a point where I'm going to have to start picking the opposite of you just so I have a chance to come back.
Yeah, see
Because
what
we
I
only
pick,
had
and
this
then-
one different, and I was like, okay, I can either tie it up or I'm going down 2, and well, we see what happens. Anyway, next week's there's 4-10 for me, 6-8 for Travis.
Not looking good. So
week 7 picks.
All
Did
right.
you get some good ones for us this
yeah,
week?
we did. Yeah, it's different ones too. So
Sunday, early morning game, Browns and Colts, which is a good game. Both
Yeah.
teams, I would say, are pretty evenly matched.
Colts right now, I think we don't know what the story is with Richardson. They're
out for the year.
Out for the year.
Out for the year was the last report I heard.
So Minshew,
who I think you're better with Minshew right now.
He's you don't know what you're going to get with him weekly. He could be that Minshew guy that we were all hyped up to see and excited for with his mustache and his hair. But Browns, man, they impress by beating the Niners. So I'm gonna have to go with the Browns.
Is Deshaun Watson gonna play?
It doesn't matter. I don't. Doesn't matter who they have at quarterback.
All right, Steelers and Rams.
Who do you have?
Gosh, that is a tough pick, dude. Because the Colts are playing everybody tough.
Yeah.
They literally in every game. They haven't been blown out.
Yeah. No, they haven't. Close games for them, I guess.
I want to take the Colts, but I'm going to take the Browns coming off that big victory over the Niners. I think it's going to give them confidence to go in and bully a Colts team that probably hasn't seen a defense quite like the Browns this year. What about you?
Browns. So moving on to the Steelers and Rams. You know what? Steelers, they have a great defense. The few wins that they have gotten are because of the defense. Their offense, again, they're up and down. What's there? Only scoring a touchdown or so by the fourth quarter, and then their defense scores 3. In the Rams, you have Cooper Kupp back.
Cooper's back.
He's back, so I'm gonna have to go with the Rams on this one. I don't even think it will be a close game.
Yeah, me neither. I think the Rams take it. I think the Rams are better than what people think.
Hopefully we're right on this, and not, this time next week we're looking at a Steelers win here.
I'm definitely taking the Rams, but in this game, Chargers and Chiefs, I'm not picking against the Chiefs ever again.
No.
Why would you?
No, not right now.
Who? If they were playing anybody at home, they're at home. Maybe on the road.
Maybe the Lions.
Yeah, the Lions. Well, the Lions already beat them, but I'm just saying, I don't see anybody that can beat the Chiefs at home right now. Yeah. Maybe the Lions, but they already did it.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Chiefs on this one, too.
Me too. Chiefs.
I guess we're trying to get the same wins and picks.
Here we go. What?
This is the game.
This is the game to watch. Dolphins
this is going to be
Eagles.
Fun to watch, and I think it's the Sunday night game, I believe.
Oh,
so
good.
Yeah, Dolphins and Eagles, man, that's going to be a high scoring game, I think.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Oof, this is tough. I'm gonna go with the home team. Usually when you're tough with that, you go with the home team. I'll take the Eagles.
I'm gonna go with Dolphins.
Okay.
I see some backflips happening with Tyreek Hill and some speed down the sidelines. They have a great offense, and I don't think their defense can keep up. So I'll go. So that's our difference.
That's our difference. I'll take the Eagles at home.
Far? Okay.
Yeah. Niners Vikings also a good game. Vikings are in every game, right? They're similar to the Colts, but I don't think the Niners lose 2 in a row.
No, I don't think so either. I know that the Vikings will hang in there. Again, it probably come down to whoever has the ball last, but I think the Niners are gonna hold on to this one. So Niners get the win here.
Yeah, same. Niners. Okay, well, there we go.
Oh, one more.
We have a bonus game pick because of you and your wife.
Yeah. So
Broncos and Packers. It's called the Toilet Bowl.
Yeah, pretty much. Packers have 2 wins. Bronco barely has a win. I picked this game just because I'm actually going to this game. My wife, she's a Packer fan, so once before the season even started, we already got tickets and we already decided to go. So despite all that, the record would still would keep us going. I I love going to games in Denver, so this one will be fun to watch anyway, especially with
win or lose,
win or
because
lose.
you're not expecting anything.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go with the Broncos. Just because I have to cheer for them on. So that's my pick.
All right,
obviously.
I'll take the Packers on this one,
Okay.
just because I was gonna say Broncos, but I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna pick the Packers just because. Let's see what happens. I need another win.
It's funny. Jamie wants obviously the Packers to win, but she would love to see the Broncos win, just so that I am not disappointed every weekend.
Yeah, she doesn't want to see you cry on the way home.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I get it.
We are going to go to an Avalanche hockey game too.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, so at least there's a chance for the home team to win.
Okay. So yeah, great weekend of football. I can't imagine it's going to get any worse. It's going to keep getting better. Let us know your thoughts. What was your favorite game to watch? Were you on the winning side of some of these miraculous wins, even by teams that had no business winning? Were you on the losing side where you said, oh yeah, we're playing this team, we got to win, and you didn't come away with a win? Yeah. We want to hear about it. Let us know. But anyway.
Yeah, let us know what your picks are. We have 6 games.
6 games. A bonus pick.
Yeah, so hopefully maybe you can sweep it and get to 500. And
I like my chances. Yeah, it can't get any worse than what it's going.
Any worse, so.
Anyway, so that's our show for today. We want to thank all of our sponsors out there that are helping us out, that have been throughout the year. We have them through the year, and thank you to you guys. We're going to be posting those on our page, so thank you to those guys. But look for those sponsors on all of our page. But this is Section 325 Podcast. We're signing out. Good night, everybody.